So a Panthers fan worst nightmare happened today with Christian McCaffrey being announced that he had a high ankle sprain and he'll be out from anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks. And if you're a Panthers fan, this is devastating news because this is the guy that's been playing over 93% of the snaps over the past 3 seasons. This guy's the heart and soul of the team, fresh off a 1,000 yard year. Already had 2 touchdowns in the first week, had added 2 more before he got injured, and this injury happened sometime in the third quarter. This guy's just a warrior, though. He continued to stay in the game with a little bit of a limp, and ended up going out after that. So the question obviously is going to come up with Panthers being in the rebuilding mode. Should they sit Christian McCaffrey out for as long as possible or the remainder of the season in order to ensure that they tank and lose enough games to get a quality quarterback? Because obviously, as constructed, the Panthers don't really have the pieces that they need to be able to grow for the future, and it is a process, according to Matt Rule and David Tepper. So a lot of people feel like the biggest part of the process is getting as a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is a bridge quarterback, no pun intended. So a lot of people are counting on them losing enough games in order to get Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields high in the draft. And to do that, people pretty much think you're going to need the number 1 or the number 2 overall pick. So the Panthers have been stuck in kind of mediocrity purgatory by finishing 4-12, 5-11, and 6-10. So they haven't really been able to go down and get those guys. So we're going to talk about in this video, would it be smart for the Panthers to sit him out? But before we get into that, my name's Aaron Duncan with the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. This is a channel I might not tell you what you want to hear, but I'm definitely going to tell you what you need to hear. And I give recap and analysis of the NFL, but I show a little extra love to the Panthers, obviously. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, man. I drop some hot content all the time. Just give my opinion and my take, and I love to talk to you guys in the comments. So make sure you guys leave a comment below and let me know how you feel about this situation, if they should shut Christian McCaffrey down or play him. Also, get the video a thumbs up too while you're at it. Just show a little bit of love. It don't cost nothing to give a thumbs up, and it helps me a lot. So I appreciate that. But let's go ahead and get back into it. So what hurts the most about this is that, of course, Christian McCaffrey is the face of the franchise. After letting Luke Kuechly go into retirement and cutting Cam Newton, it's obvious that the franchise wanted to put the keys into Christian's hands and let him lead us into the future. But a lot of people were concerned because they know that the shelf life of some of these running backs, especially after you pay them, doesn't last that long. But we all know Christian McCaffrey is more than just a running back. This guy can catch it. He can run it. He can paint your back porch. He can throw the ball. He'll fill up the Gatorade cooler, and he can pass. If you catch that movie reference, let me know down below in the comments. But anyway, Christian is the heart and soul of the Carolinas right now. So to be on the field without him would be a little bit weird, because this will be the first time that he's missed significant games like that in his career as a Panther. The bright side of this injury, and I say this very lightly as the bright side, is it was a lot less severe than some of the other injuries we saw in week 2 of the season. Of course, we saw Nick Bosa tear his ACL, and we saw another running back in New York, Saquon Barkley, tear his ACL. So kudos to Christian McCaffrey for actually securing the bag the offseason. This is why running backs go out and make sure they get paid before they do anything too crazy, because Christian McCaffrey knew that, hey, I'm getting the ball a ton, and I'm on pace to outproduce so many other guys in league history. I need to make sure I'm paid. That way I don't have to run out there and run scared or run careful without a contract, because I want to make sure I have my money. So kudos to Christian for securing that bag, making himself the highest paid running back in NFL history before coming out here. Now he had that peace of mind that if he got hurt, he's taken care of. The other side of it is Saquon Barkley. I feel bad for him. This guy tore his ACL. He's out for the season. He plays under a hardball GM like Dave Gettleman, who we saw what he did with Odell Beckham when he was injured. He got rid of him. So David Gettleman, he has no heart. He'll play hardball with Saquon, and Saquon doesn't have all the leverage because he'll be coming off of an injury, even though I think he'll bounce back, and I'm praying for the best recovery for him. He's in a tough predicament because he didn't get paid. Now you understand why Christian McCaffrey wanted to get that contract done. But with the Panthers obviously in rebuilding mode with Matt Rule and David Tepper, would it be smart for them to shut down Christian McCaffrey just to ensure their fate and get that number 2 overall pick? Some people are thinking, okay, guys, we're going to be bad with or without Christian McCaffrey. Don't worry about it. You paid him a lot of money. Put him in the game. Other people are like, listen, we want to make sure that Christian McCaffrey is part of our future whenever that comes, if we turn this thing around. Get him out of there. Put him on ice. Make sure he's good to go for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years that he's a Carolina Panther, and we can still keep him fresh, and he can do all the good things that Christian McCaffrey can do. We don't want to risk getting him anything more serious because we feel like we dodged the bullet this time. Why play him if we have no intention on winning? And listen to Christian McCaffrey's press conference today. He's one of those guys. He's a competitor. You know, he studies the Bruce Lee and stuff like that. He's the ultimate competitor. He wants to win. He wants to play. He's going to make sure he's out there. They're saying that this is a 4 to 6 week injury. He sounded like that if he was ready to go anytime before that, he's going to push to get back in there. Sometimes you have to protect these players from themselves. We saw that with the Cam Newton situation, especially how bad this team handled him being injured, him rehabbing, and Cam actually lied to them. So you don't want to make sure you want to take the player's word for it all the time. Sometimes you got to protect those players from them. In my opinion, I do think they should shut him down, at least on temporary IR. Put him on, if it's 4 to 6 weeks, make him sit out 6 weeks. See how he feels then. See what the record is then. If the Panthers are 0-8 by then, there's really no point in playing Christian McCaffrey except unless you want to see if he still has it. And I don't think he's going to lose his talent over the course of 6 weeks. But if we're 0-8, what more do you have to gain from that besides just running up stat numbers for Christian McCaffrey? If you really want to protect the franchise's future, you would shut him down after that point, because after 0-8, you're not going to make the playoffs. Even if these guys are talking about making playoffs right now, any realistic Panthers fan knows that. And I'm not even a fan of tanking, because if you've been subscribed to my channel now, I called tanking bad, weak, whatever last year when we were competing in the playoff hunt. But I'm realistic when it comes right now. We pretty much clean house. We have a super young team on defense, or we have a super inexperienced coaching staff who I'm not sure if we're going to make much progress, because from week 1 to week 2, it seems like we taking steps back. How much more room can we make within the next coming weeks that shows some promise that makes me think that it's worth it to play your best player on the team in meaningless games? I don't know. But like I said, the bottom line for me is I'm very skeptical because of the history of how this team has handled injuries of its star players. Because we're definitely going to find out a lot about this team without Christian McCaffrey in there. We're going to see who's going to step up. Mike Davis had a great game after Christian McCaffrey went out, but we need some of these other guys that's been Panthers for a while, like Curtis Samuel or DJ Moore, to step up, because our offense, we know what it is. It runs through Christian McCaffrey. It starts and stops with him. And so now that he's not there, where do you go for him? Can Teddy Bridgewater elevate his game in order to carry the team and to take some slack off of what Christian McCaffrey is going to be missing? But another bright side of sitting Christian McCaffrey out, either for the 6 weeks or for the long term in general for the season, is you kind of get to rejuvenate and recharge your batteries. Like I said, he's been playing over 93% of the snaps. He's accounted for so much of our offensive production since he's been on the team. Sometimes sitting out gives you a chance to recover everything else. Panthers legend Thomas Davis had multiple ACL injuries, but he also has stated before that sometimes those injuries probably helped him extend his career as long as it has been going now, because even though you're hurt nursing your ACL or whatever, you have a chance for all the bumps and bruises and other ailments that weren't maybe really serious enough to be on the injury report, but definitely have been bothering you over the time. It gives those things time to heal and adds more time in your career. You see, Luke Kuechly played a lot of snaps, and his career was a lot shorter than Thomas Davis's was. So Thomas may have a point there. And even with Cam Newton, look, we knew he had the shoulder injury that had been bothering him since 2016. It came back and haunted him in 2018. We had to shut him down. He came back in 2019 ready to play. He ended up hurting his foot after the second game. They shut him down. He missed multiple weeks. It had been over almost a calendar year since he played. But now look at him. He's playing for the Patriots, and that shoulder looks completely fine, because while he was rehabbing that foot, the shoulder had a chance to really, really get 100%, because we thought it was 100% when he came back before and maybe had to knock some rust off. But having a whole nother year on top of that to get healthy really helped him a lot. So time off can really help your whole body as a whole. So Christian McCaffrey, I know he's going to want to compete, but maybe sitting him down is not such a bad idea. But let me know down below in the comments what side of the fence you're on, because this is really going to have our fan base in shambles, because everybody's kind of embracing the suck, trying to get ready to lose and tank for Trevor. Other people are like, man, I'm not trying to waste my money. I want to see our best players on the field, because Christian McCaffrey is the only gleam of relevancy that we have in the league anyway. So people want him to be on the field. That way we have something to look forward to. I definitely enjoy seeing Christian McCaffrey play myself, so I would love to have him out there. But I don't want to mortgage that guy's future or his well-being just for my selfish gain. So we have to keep a balance, guys. So let me know down below in the comments where you fall on this argument. Do you think he should sit down for the rest of the season? Do you think he just sit out enough to get healthy? Do you think he should sit out a little bit longer once he gets healthy, just to make sure he's good and he's not, quote unquote, lying to us and then going? Or do you think that we should just shut him down, put him on ice, get ready for the future, and tank for Trevor? Let me know down below in the comments. But without further ado, like I said, I'm Aaron Duncan signing off with Necessary Blunt the Sports Talk. I'll see you next time. Peace.